Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, and we call ourselves that for three reasons. And number one, I've got a voice, but number two, we bring on the best media contributors in college football. As you check out the videos on the various teams, guys like Andrew Hutchinson here from 247 Sports, and also because you've got a voice, so you can chime in with your comments and questions and so forth. So we're talking Arkansas football here, and so please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as we go through both units here, as we have here, Andrew, and we get toward April 7th, what is going to make you feel better about this football team as you hear more and more news out of spring practice, and then also as you watch the spring game? What are you looking to see?
Well, obviously you want to see a guy take the number one spot at quarterback, because that's kind of your leader on offense, and really the leader of the team. Is you want to have one single voice there. So hopefully one of those guys, whether it be Cole Kelly or Ty Story, can kind of at least take an edge into the summer, and as the battle continues into the fall, hopefully one of those guys will take control. And then I'm also just one other position I haven't really talked about that I'm anxious to see is running back. You know, right now Arkansas has four pretty good running backs that are all competing for snaps. And then they're going to add a fifth in the summer, and a JUCO transfer in Rakeem Boyd, who I think is also pretty good. So I'm anxious to see how that looks. And also in the spring game, I also want to see how much pressure Arkansas brings on defense with that 4-3 defense with John Chavis. You know, he's known for having guys like Myles Garrett who rack up a lot of sacks, and other guys like that during his time at LSU and Tennessee before Texas A&M. So those are really the things I'm looking for. And then another position that, probably doesn't get talked about a lot, and I'm somewhat of a nerd when it comes to it, but is punter. Arkansas, before last year, had a string of some really good punters who you don't think of them much, but when Arkansas beat TCU a couple of years ago in double overtime, they probably wouldn't have done it without Toby Baker flipping the field consistently throughout the game. And, they didn't have that last year. He was gone, and they've got a scholarship guy in Blake Johnson who struggled last year. Is he going to be a guy that can actually improve this year, or are they going to bring in a walk-on that takes that job from him? So that's another position I'm looking at that maybe most people aren't really concerned about, but is pretty important in the grand scheme of things.
From what I remember, I watched that game gun to gun. That was a fun game. It was a defensive battle for most of the game. Then it turned into a shootout in the fourth quarter. And I remember Austin Allen moving the troops down the field several times there late to get the job done.
Absolutely. I remember he threw the game-winning touchdown, or he threw the touchdown that set up the 2-point conversion, then caught the 2-point conversion to force overtime, and then he ran for the game-winning touchdown in double overtime. So that was his only second start. So that's kind of when he burst onto the scene back in 2016.